Capricorn, welcome to your end of February 2021. I almost said 29. The tarot update, Hamana Hamana. That's Raina here. So anyway, as I record this, there's going to be a full moon in Virgo, 8 degrees, or was it? Yeah, of Virgo on February 27th, at least where I live. And so for Capricorn, this is a fellow Earth energy. So that is a trine. And so it's very cooperative with whatever is going on. If you're Capricorn rising in your natal chart, this is going to maybe possibly, if you play your cards right, pardon the pun, fall in your 9th house. For some of you, it will actually be in the 8th house. And that will be more like emotionally intense and perhaps you dredging up some of the repressed emotions that you've been having, maybe bringing out secrets. For the other Capricorns, the earlier Capricorns, this will be it could be like a very positive spiritual download that gives you a sense of direction in life. Also, this can be on the mundane level, you finishing some kind of project that you want to publish. Maybe you are, because this is a house of publishing, it's also a house of long distance travel. So if you've been preparing for a trip, maybe that is also in the works. So you've got everything ready, or you're ending a trip too, Can't count that out. So let's see what the cards say about this. The end of February, it's coming fast. It's like, I feel like relationship matters. I always seem to, I can't escape them. I mean, it doesn't have to be that these cards are with relationship, but it sure looks like it. So I don't know what I can do about that. Because the first thing that I think of when I see this as the central theme, the Queen of Wands, is a very, I would say, ambitious, confident woman. Yes, I am going to gender her and say that she's a woman. And this, maybe some female Capricorns, certainly even though Capricorn is a feminine sign, Capricorn is a cardinal sign. And I was just thinking about this in a different context, about some videos I'm going to be doing with the sun and moon combinations and talking about people's personality. And I was thinking about that. I think women who have this cardinal energy, it doesn't really matter what sign it's in, are going to tend to be very ambitious in their life. Even if they were a stay-at-home mother, they might be doing something along the lines of that. Maybe they're studying at night, or they're still planning away, or they're starting a home business. And I think one reason why with Capricorn is you're very much a doer. You're not just like somebody who comes up with great ideas. You just implement things. You like to start things. You're a catalyst for change agents. So this can be, the Queen can be the mother. Wands is an independence. So it's like declaring your independence. Maybe you have been staying at home because of the shutdown, and there's like a crossroads at the end of February. And certainly, I think timing-wise, that's pretty true in a lot of parts of the world, that as we near the anniversary of the shutdown, that there are a lot of, there's a push to just go back to some degree of normalcy. And so these decisions have to be made. And it's, well, let me just keep going because I'll flesh this out a little bit, because that's not the only thing. I mean, that can be the career woman. Um, but it can also be like, if you're a man, I mean, that might be somebody in your life. In the past position, we have the Seven of Wands. And this is, to me, being on the defensive. So with these two cards, they're both fire energies. To me, what this would say, it doesn't matter what gender you are, is that with the Queen of Wands, it's about being able to assert yourself in a confident way that doesn't seek to, cancel somebody else out of the equation, because there's a sensitivity with the Queen. So even if you're a male, that you feel put upon by somebody, that you are able to assert yourself or defend. Actually, the Seven of Wands isn't about asserting yourself. It's more about, I could say, fighting back against personal attacks or just a barrage of criticism and that kind of thing. And I would say that is probably habitual. It's probably done by design. And I, like, for instance, in the workplace, if you have a boss who is very critical, or very, critical, but they might also withhold praise, and so you feel like you never do anything right. And they may secretly think that you're wonderful. A lot of Capricorns are, stellar employees. So I'm not surprised if they secretly know that you're gold. But they want to have that position of power. And that's the only way they can see to do it. Even in the upright position, the Queen of Wands to me can be a handful. Maybe this is even like a coworker who wants to be in control, and they're aspiring to that, and they're using some kind of tricks of the trade to keep you in your place. If this is your boss, you really lucked out, because this woman will sing your praises. This is a very positive person. And perhaps you're coming from a type of environment where you were not treated correctly. Perhaps this person is singing your praises and you don't work for her, but she's in your industry, or she's a potential boss. This kind of person is definitely the kind of person you want to work for, because she'll treat you right. The higher message is the Ace of Cups. And this is a card of, an offer of love. So like if you get a job offer and it's from someone like this person, it's coming from a place of a deep affection. And, I was just saying, as I was saying that, I was saying, well, why would Capricorn not? Why would they even think twice? And it depends. I mean, perhaps it's something where it's not as prestigious, or it's paying as much money. So you really have to think about what that Seven of Wands means to you, Capricorn, because perhaps it's something that is not as good as it seems. On the outside, it may seem very impressive, but you're being treated shabbily. Also, if this is a personal relationship, you may be coming, and you might still be in this relationship, but you may be coming from a position of somebody treating you in a way that you always feel on the defensive, and this is preventing you, by staying in that relationship, from having a new relationship that is on the soul level. What is crossing you is the Six of Pentacles. There's that card of like fairness. And I think this is a mindset issue. So like I just said, why would somebody not choose a job where, they have a person who's on their side and is really positive about them? And I think that it might have something to do with, in some cases, it might be so familiar to you to be in a position where you're you're having to prove yourself, that you may question somebody who is actually singing your praises. Like, what is wrong with this person? And this is where self-love comes in. And I think also for the Ace of Cups, perhaps it's time for some Capricorns to incorporate self-love practices into their daily routine, because it might be that you have good things coming to you in your reality and you are rejecting them or questioning them, feeling a little bit doubtful about them. And this would be because of your own old tapes that are running that question good things. Never underestimate the influence of Saturn in somebody's way of thinking, because it can lead to limited thinking and that authoritarian type of thing that says, if so-and-so says that about me and they have this particular status in society, then I must be what they say. If my parents say this, if my professor, my boss. And we have to realize that all these people are projecting. Even if they are, they have the credentials, they still could be projecting. Maybe not. Maybe there's some truth sometimes in certain things. I'm not going to say 100%. What's coming in is the Tower card. So to me, this is kind of like a cautionary tale. If you do not take ownership of your life, like the Queen of Wands would have you do, life will take ownership of you. Something has to give. Something will give. Pluto in your sign, nearing the end of its transit in Pluto. This is like, it's going to be 2023, but still, it's getting close to that. And who knows, depending on your degree of sun or rising, Pluto may be right up there. If you're a 20-something Capricorn, sun or rising, Pluto might be very close to your ascendant or close to your sun sign, and it is, creating more intensity in your life for change, for transformation. And that's what the Tower event ultimately represents, is change. And at the end of this year, you're going to have, in November, there's going to be a lunar eclipse, the first in the series in Taurus, the fellow Earth energy. And actually Uranus is in Taurus. And so that could create a lot of surprises. And this can be in love and in if you decide to own a business. And the point that I'm trying to make is that you may decide at some point to change how you do things. Right now, with the sixth house being Gemini, this is where a lunar eclipse is happening. A solar eclipse is happening in June in that house of work. So there will be change, most likely. It could be very positive. Change isn't always negative, but it could be something that you're forced to accept because you were not taking charge. You're not getting out and ahead of it. You were just kind of waiting for something to happen. And so just think about these areas of life, love and relationship and work, because the fifth house is love. And so both of these areas will be hit this year. Very interesting. The outcome is the Ace of Swords. So here we have another ace, and that is that beginning stage of something, so that you're able to initiate something based on mental clarity, based on having an idea of what you want. Perhaps that's part of the problem, is that you have somebody offering you something, but you don't know if you want it. You do know that you don't want to be in a situation where you're constantly under attack, but you're not sure of much of anything else, and that's okay. I think that the more self-empowered Capricorns will be able to take charge of this situation. The Ace of Swords indicates success arising from circumstances that are less than ideal. Actually, my book says terrible circumstances. And I would say why? Oh, probably because the swords can relate to conflict. And that's what I would say with the Seven of Wands, is that this can be an unpleasant situation where you're just you feel forced to defend yourself, and you don't like that situation. But the upside is that it can lead you to fighting for your right to have your dignity. I mean, it might be that basic. The Six of Pentacles in the challenged position can be, putting in more energy than what you receive. So whether this is a personal relationship or a job where you're putting in a lot and you're maybe financially you're not getting what you deserve, that could be it as well. So I hope that this resonated, Capricorn, and that you enjoyed it. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. I'm primarily an astrologer who does readings with natal charts, but I do tarot readings too, personally. You can check out my offerings by clicking the link below, and thank you and have a great rest of February. Bye.